Hey guys, it's Aaron. It's postseason here in Pennsylvania, so I wanted to take just a moment and I wanted to talk to you about Beast sticks. Not just Beast sticks, but two modifications that I made to these sticks right here. The first modification I made was I added daisy chain. If you're new to the mobile hunting industry and the idea of Amsteel and things of that nature, I would highly recommend you going and just searching YouTube, type in Amsteel, and there's a lot of YouTubers out there that give you a lot of helpful information on the benefits of this Amsteel. Super light, super strong, all of that, abrasive resistant, incredible stuff. But I added these daisy chains. You can also get on my YouTube, and I have one video dedicated to how you can make these daisy chains yourself, and so it's a DIY tutorial. But I added this daisy chain, and then the second thing I did was right here on the bottom step, I added a continuous loop aider made out of 7/64 Amsteel. And so the bottom step of the B stick to the top step is 22 inches. I then added and doubled that by adding this aider. And so by doing this, I am able with 3 sticks to get to the 17 to 18 foot mark. And then while I'm standing on my top step, or my top stick, the bottom step, I then put my Predator platform about 2 feet higher than the top step of my highest B stick. And so with that, I can get right into that 19 to 20 foot mark with 3 sticks. The reason I love these B sticks is because with 3 sticks, each stick weighing like 1.78 ounces, with the daisy chain and the aider, I can get up to the, like I said, 18 foot mark. But with 3 sticks, they weigh 5.43 pounds. And so super light, they compact really well. Dan, you did a great job on these sticks. Now, if you're watching this video and you're not familiar, or you're just getting into the mobile hunting industry, I don't want to assume that everybody knows about Dan Infalt or the Hunting Beast or the B sticks. And so there is going to also be a video in my playlist on gear reviews and stuff of that nature that will give an introductory about Beast gear, B sticks, Dan Infalt. And so if you're watching this video first, check out the playlist, go back, and you will find a video that talks and gives you introductory material on Dan Infalt, the B sticks, and then I'll also add links to the bottom so you can kind of just speed up the process of your search. So let's go back to the living room, and I'm going to show you how to add that 22-inch continuous Amsteel aider to the bottom stick. All right, guys, so here we are inside, and I'm going to add that aider to this last B stick. And some of the things you're going to need is 67.5 approximately inches of 7/64 Amsteel. You will need some clear tubing such as this. This is 3/16 inside diameter by 5/16 outside diameter. I got this. This is like 6 inches worth, and it is 33 cents per foot at our local hardware store. I just got myself a marker. I'm using the 1/4-inch fid from the Samson kit that I have. You'll also need a loop turner. Looks something like this. Has that little hook on the tip of that, and we'll show you how to do that. That's basically a Dritz. It's made by Dritz. It's simply called a loop turner. And I got this one locally at the Joann Fabrics. You can order these on Amazon online for like $3.90 or something like that, $4. I'll try to drop that link to that in the description. And then I just grabbed the seamstress tape real quick. So I'm going to get started, and we'll go through these steps one by one. All right, so here I just cut the camera and fed this one end of this through the front face of the foot peg here. Now make sure you're feeding it through the front face. That way it hangs off the front. It gives you a little bit more clearance from the tree. Before I tuck this other one in down here, I'm going to go ahead and slip on this little tube. Now this 3/16 by 5/16, I think is what I said it was. Yes, 3/16 by 5/16. This 7/64 Amsteel kind of fits right in there, just perfect. Just perfect. And this will kind of hold your rope out, making your steps. So throw that on there before you tuck this other end through the front peg. Now, one thing
And I forgot to mention this, but if you want, you can use a little bit of Scotch tape and basically flatten that and pinch it, and that will help you slide it through this this footstep right here, because it is kind of tight, but definitely doable. So either way, I'm going to peel this back and slip it through, and then we'll start making measurements. All right, so now when you get these both of these ends through the front face of your step here, you have your tube on that will help you just, you know, keep these apart from each other. What you're going to do is you're going to make sure the tag ends are relatively the same length here. One's a little shorter, one's a little longer, and you won't have to. This is going to give us at least a 7-inch tag in where you're going to run it back through the center there. So what I do, and of course you can use a tape measure, it's probably be a little bit easier. I'm just going to hold this at the top of this step right here, and I'm going to come down to the step. Now, right now, and I have it at about 21 inches when I kind of just hold it out. Let me see if I can do this two-hand like that. About 21 inches, somewhere around there. When you step on that and that goes in the arch of your foot, it's going to set you right about that 22-inch mark. You can play around with that measurement. I'm actually going to give myself just a little bit more there, and so just hold it. That's a little bit better. I'm about 21 and a quarter, and then that will put me, you know, right in where I think I want to be at 22 once your foot is on that, keeping that 22 inches from here to 22 inches from here. And so when you do that, just leave that right there. Go ahead and flip your stick over. Take these two tag ends back here. Just kind of draw them over, and you'll see this this cutout. Of course, you can't really see it because I got this stealth strip. But right here in the middle of this cutout, I'm just going to simply take this marker, and I'm going to put a little mark here on both of these, right in the center. So that's just going to let me know where my locking Brummel splice will be. And it's really not as difficult as I'm making it look here, trying to video and do it with one hand. So when you make your mark, as far as the locking Brummel splice, I'm going to drop the camera down. We're going to get a little bit closer, but you can refer to my daisy chain video and even a rope mod video, and there's plenty of other videos out there to show you what the locking Brummel splice looks like. But basically it kind of locks those two from pulling back out, and then we'll tag. So we get a little bit closer there. Essentially at these two marks, the green marks right here, I'm just going to, and one thing, since you marked it, one thing that you can do to help yourself out is go ahead and pull these through to give yourself just a little bit more play. Kind of works nice, and that's why I put that marking there. So there's the green marking. I'm going to split that. Being a hollow braided rope, I can put the fid right through it, grab the opposite rope, stuff it into the back of the fid, and push it through. So that's through, and then what we're going to do now is we're going to find this other mark right here. We're going to push that up, send this fid right through the center. And this 1/4-inch fid, it's actually bigger than this material itself, but I find it to work pretty well. Stuff the other, or the opposite rope in the back of the fid. Oop. It's kind of a little frayed there, but we got it. Like so. And so you're going to create something that looks like that. Just pull those babies tight. And so that's going to make it just weaves it in and out of itself. And that knot right there will keep it from sliding out, or you know, the rope once you step on it slipping. That's strong. We didn't cut the material, so it's retaining its strength. And now what we're going to do, as you can see, try to get these tag ends. Let me get a quick measurement just for the sake of video. I mentioned we were doing 67.5 inches. And I lost my thing. Here we go. It's camouflaged on the pillow. So that will leave us, yeah, 7 inches that we're going to bury back into the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a little bit out. And then what we will do here, try to make that's your locking Brummel. Now we're going to take this end and we're going to feed it through the center of this. Then we'll take this one and do the same thing. We're gonna lift this camera up just a tad, and I'll show you how to do that. All right, so now you have your locking Brummel splice, and then you have these two ends, these tag ends. And what you're going to do is, this is where your loop turner comes in, because you're going to pull the step down, so this Brummel is going to come right here at the center of your stick. And so what you need to do is take both ends, take your main rope, and then take your tag end rope like this. I'm actually going to shave a little bit of this frayed stuff off, just so it's easier to tuck. And I'm not going to lose anything. Maybe I'm just a little under 7 inches, which is still plenty. So I will take both ropes, I'll draw them out, and then at the end I'll give myself about 1.5 inches, 2 inches or something like that. And so what that does is allows me, when I tuck this rope in, I can pull it back over itself and it will be completely buried within the cell. So scrunch up your rope, take your loop turner, kind of feed it right down through the center of the Amsteel. It works pretty good. And you can even kind of pre-scrunch up the Amsteel here in the middle, which just makes it a little bit easier. And you'll come out up here by the end, by the knot. And I like to try to make sure that I'm within the center. And if I am, this is where the loop turner is pretty handy. Some guys use their own homemade ones, and it all works well. Try not to fray my end up anymore, like I just did. Put that in, and you can flip your little latch. And so what you're going to do is try to feed that through the center. And sometimes it takes a little bit to get started because it gets bound up, and you can just kind of slowly work it. I thought I felt it slip. Okay. There we go. Kind of got past that initial. Just keep working it over like so. And your loop turner will bring that end out. Try to go slow here. I don't want to assume everybody has done this, but that's essentially what it's going to look like when you tag or tuck that end right there. And then from here, just grab up by your Brummel knot and pull it back over itself. So, and what you have there now is a 7 inch, about 6 3/4 inch bury, or this second rope now tagged in to the main rope. So that's your continuous loop on this side. Now you don't have to, but you can do it also on here, which makes it easier to tuck. And so I'll do that for demonstration. I like to take this this loop turner, come down about 5 inches, and just get one of those threads right there with the hook of the loop turner. Just get one thread, grab it, and pull it. Pull it out, and you should be able to work that thread, that individual strand, all the way out. So if you do that with two of these, it will make tucking or burying this a little bit easier. Grab another one. And of course, with this diameter, it's not really a big deal. When you get into the 1/4 inch Amsteel, some guys like that clean, tapered look. With this, I'm not really concerned, to be honest with you. Take those two, use that. Then I'll do the same thing. I'll take the opposite side, I'll run down this tag rope. I'll go 1.5 inches, 2 inches past it, scrunch it up. Take your loop turner, find the center. And as you go, just keep scrunching it up. Run it right down the hollow end of the braid. Oop. There we go. Come out the center. Grab the end. Once you're in, flip your little latch. Ooh. I'm not used to doing this with my opposite hand. Flip your little latch. Drag it down. Slowly try to work it over. There it goes. With that couple strands, making it a little bit thinner, you can see how much easier you were able to pull it through the center. Once you're there, just draw it back on itself. Like so. And there you have a 22-inch continuous loop aider. All right, so I had to kind of get off that camera. I had to kind of muscle that through because you just, essentially when you put this 7/64 Amsteel through this first hole, it's already hard, and then when you double it up, it gets a little bit harder. So I kind of had to give it a little bit of muscle to get that through. But when you put your Brummel splice, your locking splice right in the center, when you step on this, it's going to kind of tighten all this up a little bit and give you a little bit extra. I noticed that with my other sticks when I measured, and then I did the locking Brummel splice and then tagged it in. It kind of drew it up a little bit more, and so I don't know exactly where we're at. Of course, we got 6 inches, which is plenty big, so we're at the 21 there. So when I step on it, it's going to get close to that 22-inch mark, and I put my full weight on it, plus some of that's going to settle. So I'm right around, looking at the arch of my boot, I'm about that 21.5-inch mark right there. So if you definitely want to go for even a little bit longer than on your original measurement, you know, you can just add a 1/2 inch or something like that. But as you begin to work this will stretch out a little bit and put us right at that 22-inch mark. But there you go, a 7/64 continuous loop out of Amsteel.